Okay, so here, what are the topics we have to cover in the Python full stack development? We need to discuss now. Okay, so what are the topics here? So this is our, I think Venkat sir will send to you this report. Okay, are you received this report? Say yes or no?
So we can't see anything.
Okay, okay. I will tell you, sir. Okay, sir will send to you. Okay, so here these topics we need to discuss from starting. So what are the topics we have to cover? Introduction to full stack Python. In the subtopics, what is full stack Python? Why choose Python for full stack development? Industry applications, career opportunities, learning path overview. Okay, based upon completed one by one, we have to discuss those subheadings and main headings. Okay, we need to discuss one by one, right? So here you can see I will open Notepad. So what is our first concept here? In the main heading is the introduction to full stack Python. Okay, so in this subtopic, what is full stack Python? So what is full stack Python? I have any idea about full stack Python? What is the meaning of the full stack? We are discussing about the concept is we are listening so many words Java full stack, men full stack, Python full stack, so many things now. Yes or no? Like that full stack. What is the meaning of the full stack? What is the meaning of the full stack? Okay, I will tell you. So in the development, okay, in any development, we have to discuss, we have to develop many applications. Okay, now, so for suppose I am taking the example is the web development. Okay, so I am taking the web development is the one example. In the web development, the stack means layers. Okay, the stack means layers of the technology. The stack means layers of the technology that work together. Okay, that is called the stack, full stack. Okay, now. In the web development, the stack means the layers of the technology that work together. The
Sir, we can't see your screen, sir.
okay, wait. Now,
Yes, sir.
okay, so I will tell you. So this is the PDF. I am preparing the topics so day to day wise. Okay, what is the topics we need to cover and what are the main topics? Okay, now from scratch to development wise. Okay, so this is the thing. Venkat sir will send to you this topics list. Okay, so here this is the first day now. So in the first day, what is the topics we have to cover? Okay, introduction to full stack Python. Okay, what is the topic we are going to discuss? Introduction to full stack Python. So in that one, having many subheadings is having. Okay, what is full stack Python? Why we choose full stack Python development, industry applications, career opportunities, learning path overview. Okay, now that one by one we need to discuss in depthly. Okay, so for that one, so first concept, what is the first concept here? So here is the first concept is what is the meaning of the full stack? So we are listening the full stack in many times. Yes or no? I think not many times, thousands of times. Okay, now we don't know what is the meaning of the full stack. First we need to learn that one. Okay, first we need to learn that one. Then we need to discuss topic one by one. So here, what is the meaning of the full stack in the web development? The stack means layers of the work, layers, layers of the technology, layers of the technology work together. layers of the technology work together. This is the meaning of the full stack. Okay, so that is fine. Layers of the technology. How many layers having in that one? Web development. Yes or no? Just now we have discussed about the layers. What is the full stack means? Full stack, the web development is the stack. Full stack means layers of the technology work together. Work together. So how many layers and how many technologies have been included in the full stack? Tell me anything. Okay, basically here three, we can call it as the three layers or three technologies. Okay, na? Three, three layers are three layers are technologies. What is the first one? What is the first one? What are the layers having in the web development?
Front end, so the first one is.
Sorry?
Oh, the first layer is front one, I guess.
Yes, very good. Front end. That is come to the front end. Next, what is the second one?
Backend,
Hmm?
backend,
Back end.
and database.
Very good. Back end. And the third one is the database. Okay, so this is the in everywhere we can in the colleges or any school time we can call it as a front end, back end, and a database. So how we can call it in the suppose we are going to the corporate world, right? Okay, na in the corporate how they can call, how they can able to call that letters. They didn't call the front end, back end, and database. Okay, na how they can database they can call it the database, but front end why they how they can call? Having any idea?
Presentation,
Client side. In the front end, what is the another word? Client side. Okay. What are the requirements or what are the okay na users can interact with their browsers. Okay na. So that we can call it as the client side. Then what about the backend? What about the backend? Server side. Backend we can call it as the server side. The next is the database. Okay, these are the three layers. Okay now front end, back end, and the third one is the database. So what is the front end here? What are the topics we have to discuss in the front end? What is the need of the front end? Tell me anyone.
HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Web
JavaScript.
development.
So that can be used for the
Web development. Front
that can be
end.
used for the web development, right? For which purpose?
Ah,
User interaction purpose, na? Yes or no?
yes.
Okay. That is the front end is the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, na? Those we can use it for the okay interact with the users in their browser, right? Yes or no? So simply we can call it as the users can interact with the users can interact users can interact with in their browser. Okay, that is the users can interact with in their browser. That is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is the purpose. Okay, now what is the front end purpose? Front end purpose we can call it as the client side. Clients means users. Okay, now so what is the programming language we are going to use for that one? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What is the backend? What is the backend? Our backend or server side? Tell me what is the databases or what is the backends we have to use?
The process request
Programming language.
Oh, sorry.
communication between the two layers.
Yes, very good. Communication between two layers. Okay, now simply we can call it as the logic or database interactions and API browsers. Okay, now those we can API browsers that can be used for the that can be power in the front end. Na? Yes or no? Python, Node.js, Java, etc. So many things is having now. Those we can use it for the backend server side. Okay, the logic, the logic. Okay, database interactions, database interactions, and API and API that power in the front end. API that power in the front end. That power in the front end. So what are the simply we can call it as the backend for the programming language. Okay, now Python, Java, Node.js, like that. So many etc. is having. Okay, now so etc. So next, this is the. Are you clear about those topics? Okay, please respond. Having any doubts, please ask me immediately. Okay.
No, sir.
Hmm?
No doubt, sir.
Okay. So, what are the databases? Or we can, what is the first layer is the front end, that is the client side. Second layer is the back end, that is related to the server side. Then, what is the database? What is the
Where we can
database?
where we can store the data.
Sorry?
Where we can store the data.
Yes, very good. Not only stores the data, we have to retrieve the data also from the database. Okay,
We should
where your
manage and all.
application, okay, where your application stores the data, where your application stores the data and retrieves the data. That is called the database. Where the application stores the data or retrieves the data. From where? From where it can happen? From database, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where the application stores the data or retrieves the data. Okay, that we can call it as the from database na. Yes or no? We can able to store the data in the database and we can able to retrieve the data from the database. Yes or no? How we can able to store the data and how we can able to retrieve the data that has the methods is having. Okay, now to storing the data to the database in the Python code, we have to use in the Python or Java, we have to use the post method. Okay, to store the data to the database, we have to use the post method. To retrieve the data from the database, we have to use the method is the get method. Okay, now like those methods is having. Okay, so this is the way to what are the databases? What are the databases is having? Please tell me.
SQL.
SQL, right? SQL is the correct answer?
I think, sir.
No. SQL is the server to
My
handle the databases. Okay. SQL is the not the database. SQL is the server to handle the databases. Okay. MySQL. MySQL is the database. Next.
MongoDB.
MongoDB. Next, PostgreSQL. Okay, like that, so many databases is having. Okay, and the databases servers. Okay, like that. This is the three layers or three technologies we have to use for the front end, back end, and database. Okay, na? So, what is the main concept here? What is the main concept here? Full stack. Who are awareness of these three technologies that comes under to the front end, back end, and the databases. Okay, na? A full stack developer can handle all these three layers. Then we can call it as the full stack developer. Okay, na? A full stack. A full stack developer can handle all all three layers. Okay, that is the thing. A full stack developer can handle all these three layers. Then able to we can call it as the full stack developer or full stack development. Okay, understand? Understand the concept. This is the first
Yes, sir.
concept. Then we can move to the second concept. Full stack Python, right? Full stack Python. So here in the full stack Python, what are the topics and what is the use of the full stack Python? What is the Python is what we can call it Python? What is the history of the Python? We can discuss later. First, we need to discuss what is full stack, what is full stack Python. Okay, then we can other topics we can discuss later. Okay, so in the full stack Python, we can able to do the full stack Python is mostly is the backend language. Okay, na? Full stack Python is the backend language. Full stack Python is the full stack Python is the backend language. So in the backend language, we have to use the in the Python. What are the backend languages we need to use? Okay, tell me what is the full in the in the full stack Python the backend we need to use the backend language na, yes or no? Python is the backend language. Okay na.
Yes, sir.
So for developmenting of the backend language, what are the frameworks we need to use for the development of those? Backend is backend is written in Python. Backend is written in Python using frameworks like using frameworks what are the frameworks is having? First one, Django. Have you listened the word Django? I think you have awareness of the Django. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Django. Next, what is the second one? The first preferred one and recommended one is the Django for the web development in the Python. And what is the next one?
Flask.
Flask. Very good. Next, next, fast APIs. Yes or no? fast APIs or API. Okay, so for the development of for the front end, we have to use the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For the backend or programming language, we need to use the Python. In the Python, we need to develop the web applications in the Python. We have to use the frameworks like Django, Flask, Fast API. Okay, now this is called the web application or web development. For the standalone application is also having one more type of application. So for that type of application, we need to use the TK-Inter. TK-Inter is the framework to develop the standalone applications. Yes, sir. So in the first word, we are starting the first word develop, web development, right? So in the web development, what are the applications we need to use? Web applications, right? Yes or no? What is the type of application we need to use in the web application, web development? Web application, na? What is the meaning of the web application? What is the meaning of the web application? What is the meaning? Okay, in the Python or Java, anything, web application, it can provide a service to the more than one person at a time. That we can call it as the web application. It provides a service to the more than more than one person at a time. So for that one, we can call it as the web application. So what are the those types of applications is having in real time? Tell me. What are the those type of applications? For example, WhatsApp. Yes or no? WhatsApp you can use in your mobile and at the same time you are using in your laptop. Yes or no? Like that. Like those types of applications we can call it as the web applications. Okay, it can provide the service to the more than one person at a time. So in the Python, we have a frameworks to develop those types of applications. The recommended one is the Django. The second one is the Flask, and the third one is the Fast APIs. Okay, now Fast APIs. So what is the what how we can able to develop Django, how we can able to develop Flask, how we can able to develop Fast APIs. Okay, I will tell you what is the use. Okay, so in the Django, the structure already built in the Django, just we can modify. Okay, now for example, Django, you can think Django is the one project. Okay, now Django is one project contains with the number of applications. That is the simple thing of the Django. In the real time, I will tell you, suppose you are using Instagram na regularly. Yes or no? Are you using or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Django, you can assume Django is the, Instagram is the one project. Okay. Instagram is the one project. Inside the Instagram, what are the applications is having? Text is having na chatting. Chatting option is the one application. Video call option is the one application. Reels is the one application. Yes or no? All that so many types of applications included in the one project. Okay. Like that, Django also. Django is the one project contains with the number of applications. You can able to create more applications. That's your wish. That is the use of the Django, and it is also it is already have been inbuilt. Just we can modify the code how you want. Like that, we have to use the Django. Next, Flask. Flask is the lightweight and flexible. Flask is the lightweight and flexible. Okay, we can use it for the micro frameworks. Or in the in our academic level, we have to use to do the small contents of the works like prediction or analysis. Small project we need to use the Flask. Next, fast APIs or APIs. Okay, the APIs can be used for the modern and fast API frameworks. Okay, now how we can able to do the work speedily. Okay, combines to the and parallelly compare it to the how the real world is going. Okay, like that on the time we have to use the fast API. Okay, still those are the backend still. Okay, still we need to use the front end that we can't change. What is the front end? HTML, CSS, or JavaScript. Okay, that is the thing. Next, front end is the just now discussed na backend frameworks and front end. Front end. Front end still we are using still we are using for front end HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Yes or no? Any language we can change, but the front end cannot change. Yes or no? Suppose we are taking Java. For the Java, what is the front end we are going to use? Tell me what is the front end we are going to use? Okay, that is the thing. So next for that one, front end will not change. But having any doubts, ask me. Feel free to ask me. Okay. Next, so front end is completed. In the front end, for the Django in the front end, we have developed in the temp. We can call it as the template. Okay, what we can call it as the template engines. Okay, template in why we have to use the template for the dynamic HTML generation. For the dynamic HTML generation. Okay, that is the thing we have to use it for the front end. Next, databases. Databases. Just now I'm said earlier sir said again why sir was setting like don't think. Okay now. In the above just we are taking the layers. Okay now. In the second we are discussing about the in the backend layer what are the subtopics and what are the frameworks. Okay now. The front end may not change. Front end will be the same. And the databases. What is the structure of the database can follow. Like that we can able to discuss. Okay now. Okay, databases are managed with data databases are managed with Python ORM. Python ORM. Python ORM. So here, what is Python ORM? What is the meaning of the ORM? ORM means object relational mapping. Object object relational mapping. Object relational mapping. So in the databases, okay, databases are managed with Python ORM. So ORM is the object object relational mapping. Object relational mapping. So here, so what is the ORM? ORM means object relational mapping. Na? Why we have to use that one? We have to. It's a programming technique. Okay, that is the programming techniques that can interact with the databases. That can interact with the database using objects. Okay, na? So instead of SQL queries. We are not using the SQL without ORM. We can use the SQL queries. Without SQL queries, we have to use the ORM. ORM is the object relational. Object relational. Tell me.
Mapping.
Mapping.
Mapping. So here, what is the URM text? Okay, na? Converting that the SQL running into the Python object. Okay, na? Suppose we can take example is the Django project. So for the Django project, we need not to use the database. Without the database, we can able to do. Okay, by default database is the SQLite 3. So how the SQLite can works? SQLite 3 works with the ORM. It can directly takes the ORM mapping. Okay, now that is the thing that can convert the Python into the objects. Okay, now what are the benefits of the ORM? We can write the SQL query, less SQL queries. Okay, now easier to read the data. Okay, now database independent. Okay, now from we can switch the MySQL to PostgreSQL with minimal changes. Like we can prevent the SQL injections. Okay, now like those is having. Okay, so for that purpose, we have to use the databases managed with the Python ORM. Okay, Python ORM. So in the Python ORM is also having a Django. Django ORM. Just now I'm said na Django ORM. Okay, na having any idea about Django how to develop?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will tell you. Just listen. Okay, so Django we can able to develop the Django. Okay, for the Django having the default database is the SQLite 3. What's that one? SQLite 3. So the SQLite 3 can works with the Django ORM. We need not to enter the SQL queries. We need not to connect it to the front end and back end to the database. Okay, na? Just we have to install the Django. We can run the project. Automatically SQLite 3 will be created. Okay, that can be works with the ORM, object relational mapping. How the content can take? The content can take with the from the Python to the objects only. From the Python to objects. And next, what's the second one? SQL alchemy. SQL alchemy. That is the one of the ORM. The third one is the tortoise ORM. Tortoise ORM. Okay, tortoise ORM. That is the thing. So you can use the Django ORM, SQL alchemy, or a tortoise ORM. We have to use. Okay, now next in the full stack development, we need to use the front end is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Back end is the okay. Now for the back end, just now I'm said na receives the request, process the data, and interacts. Okay, now I will tell you. Okay, I will display the one image for the how the structure is having architecture. Able to see, able to view the
Yes, sir.
okay now. This is the front end. How the data can flows. Okay now. How the what is the first one? What is the first one?
Front end.
Front
Front
end.
end.
What is the another name?
Web development.
Client side.
Client side. Very good. Not the web
Client
development.
side.
Okay now. What is the this one? This is the structure can data can flow. Front end is the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The end user or client side you can able to see. For suppose just an example I'm saying, or you are visiting any restaurant. Okay, you are going to visit any restaurant. How you can able to see? Just we can see the ambience now, right? You can able to see the ambience, or inside the ambience we can able to see the how the slab was, how the bricks was. Like that we can able to see, or just we can see the ambience,
Just the ambience.
just the ambience. Okay, now on that time how we can able to feel. Okay, now how we can able to feel that we can call it as the front end. Okay, na the front end having any other three logics is also having presentation logic. Okay, na business logic, database logic. Having three more logics is also having. Further, I will tell you discuss deeply about that one also. For the front end, how we can able to see, how we can feel about that one. After completion of the saying, how we can feel. Suppose we are visiting, we are visiting any location. On that time, how we can feel super good. Okay, na those things. In the front end, we can able to see the client side and end user side. At the back end, for the real time, we can call it as the memories. Okay, na? For the backend, what is the frameworks we need to use? Django, Flask, and Fast API. Okay, database, PostgreSQL, MySQL, MongoDB. The data can flow first from front end, next back end, and next database. Okay, na? So here only 3 minutes is having. I will tell you in 1 minute. Okay, na? For the front end, listen, for the front end, the data can flows from the front end to back end to database. Okay, na? This can, okay, na? So, see, for the front end, data can flows from front end to back end to database. This method we can call it as the post method. Okay, na? This is the post method. So I want to, for suppose I can store some details in the database. Okay, na? So to store the details into the database, that method we can call it as the post method. I want to see the details. That means retrieve the data. Okay, na? How we can able to retrieve? Just we can write the queries in the database. Okay, na? The data from flows to in the first flows from left to right, and then and the last time to retrieve the data from the database, it flows from the right to left. Yet again, I want to see the data in the database. I can write the queries. Okay, now from the queries here, from here, from here, from here. Okay, that is the database flow, left to right and right to left. That is the thing. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we can take 1 hour class. Okay, Zoom meeting is only 40 minutes now. We can take the unlimited pro from tomorrow Zoom meeting. Okay. In this session, having any doubts, please ask me.
No, sir.
Okay, clear about all those things.
Sir.
Sorry, Muhammad Firdos,
No doubt, sir.
Sheikh Ruskar.
No, sir.
Okay, this is the flow of the work. Okay, now how we can able to do. Okay, now from the tomorrow, how we can able to do in the Dockers. Okay, now the tomorrow sessions we can use the full stack development. What is the full stack development? How we can easy to learn and read. Powerful backend frameworks, versatility, strong community ecosystems. Okay, how we can build database support, scalability, maintainability. Okay, na? So those things we need to discuss tomorrow. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, na? At the end of the day, I will send you the notes. Okay, I will send you these notes to you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I leave?
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.